Good afternoon, everybody. Real quick one today. We had a breakdown of a range. If we broke down 7,500, we were going to target 7430s. That's where we came. It's the back test of the SMA and the sweep out of this low. Does that mean the low's in? Nope. So what we have to do now to well, let's take this one step at a time. Okay. There was a false breakdown this morning and a higher low right here. Okay. And we don't know if the low's in or we need to make a new low until we reclaim yesterday's range. So yesterday's range is up here. We'll go ahead and highlight this and say we are going to call the all clear when we are above 7,550s. That's the same as yesterday. And if we cannot get above there, we are not going to do that. We are instead going to target the next low right here and right here will be our bear targets if we are unable to reclaim. And this is all going to depend on whether our higher low holds. Okay, so we identified the false breakdown. Well, after the case, during it, it was saying we need to convert this level to a support. We did that. We popped. We retested it, and now this retest can't fail, or we start looking bearish. And if the retest holds, meaning we never test it and we get into a reclaim zone, we look bullish. That's the only two scenarios. Other than sideways, it can go sideways as long as it wants until it makes one of those two choices. And then you can participate. Whichever side it chooses, you can take. Real quick, you should have a downtrend on your chart, which I'm sure you do because we talked about yesterday, the big black line, also associated with our old flag that we broke down out of right here. I anticipate that if we reclaim here, you would long here for the breakout, right? So even though the flag's all the way up here, I suspect that as soon as we get above this reclaim level, we would sweep this top, hold a higher low, and then go, right? We'd sweep this one, hold a higher low, and then push. That's kind of the setup we'll look for the bull side. And again, we need to see bearishness to see the bear side. But I'll write that up as the bear case. AMD is just, I'm sorry, AMD, Bitcoin. It's just chopping around our entry. Entry was 64, a little bit under 64, but pretty much 64 for all intents and purposes. And now we're just kind of watching it go. Eventually it'll go higher. I'll tell you what, if I stop out of this, I'm just going to look for another excuse to long. I think that there's a decent possibility it tests 61, but I'm not going to really worry about it. If I stop out, stop has to be at 59. If I stop out, I'm going to look for another opportunity to long, but I haven't done that yet. So we're going to just let relief bounce and see what happens. Riot's up. Cool. These things are so volatile, guys. You just shouldn't be too emotional about this. Like down 5%, up 7%, down 5%, back in the middle, up 1%. None of this matters. We're playing for the big moves. I know that's a huge move, but in these high beta stocks, when I say a big move, I mean like the 90% run like we have for the last couple trades, right? So the first big move was off $11, and the second big move was off $16, and now we're at 28, and the next big move is going to be to the upper 30s, right? So all this stuff, this chop, it's not particularly fun, but we just endure because that's what we do. We accept the fact of the high beta tax is bipolar, and we accept it. Okay, I did get long again, AMD, right at market open, somewhere around right this candle. My plan for AMD is I'm either going to stop out of the starter long or I'm going to add to it when we close above 536 on the daily. And then as soon as we get above that daily close, I'm going to put a stop loss under this higher low right here. Okay, so this should look very similar. I'm basically gambling that ES is going to reclaim in that breakdown, right? So I'm gambling that this higher low is going to hold and not break down, and that we're going to do this sort of thing that I defined earlier. And once we do this, I'm going to add on the pullback for AMD, right? So AMD was kind of a cool trade because I actually trimmed that yesterday into 550s, I believe it was. Yeah, I trimmed this candle right here, right at open yesterday, and then just literally just rebought the same position down here. So can't really complain about that. All these other things are just trading sideways with the market. So I don't have much insight. It's the same as yesterday. NVAX I did want to cover specifically because I'm eyeing it to get into it again. Recall though, I'm not interested until we close above this. So if we get a daily close above 1015, we're going to get in that NVAX play. Remember, we got an NVAX back here, trimmed right here, stopped out right here. Now I'm just looking to take the same long that I was taking before. I just don't want to hold during the sideways stuff. So I know once we get a daily close above here, the sideways stuff's likely over, and The capital is not wrapped up. News, another interesting one. It's almost down to a re-entry. We rode this from 160 to 270, and now I want to enter 230 and ride it up to like 350. So that should be a good play when it's offered. Yeah, that's about it, guys. So hopefully that makes sense. Just like I always tell you guys, I can't predict for you what's going to happen, but I can tell you once you see what happens, how to trail them. Okay. So I'll outline this zone for you guys so you know we need to see this zone taken over. And remember what a takeover of a zone looks like. It means price is going to push in here. It's going to mix it up a little bit probably. It's going to sweep the top. Then it's going to hold a higher low off of it and then go. So I'm going to write this up and it's going to look just like this for the bull plan because this is what it'll look like in real life. But just know, guys, it's not going to look exactly like this. All I'm trying to show you guys is that it likely bounces and runs into this level somewhere around here, not like runs into the top of this range. You want to see it hold the top or hold into this range. You want to see it pop and sweep this high, and then you want to see a higher low off of this range after this high is swept. And then you play this as a breakout candle. This is how you get bullish beyond just little trades, right? Everything else is just a little trade that we've done, or that you may have done, right? You may have done a little false breakdown. I don't know. Taking it from right here. You may have entered this higher low. I don't know. You might be in the long right now trying to scalp it back to this back test. That's fine too. But to all the guys who want to get back in the trend, you need to see this first, okay? And I'll try to explain it better in the written part so it makes sense. Take care, guys.